Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Radiohead's Let Down. This version is a fingerstyle arrangement, so it sounds like the song but it's got extra things added rather than just the standard guitar part. So this is for solo guitar instruments, so we're going to include the bass, the chords and the melody as well. So first of all we're going to take a look at the intro part for this song. We start off with little finger at fret 11 string 4, first finger fret 7 string 3 and third finger at fret 10 on string 2. Giving this lovely A chord but with a D note in there, giving us a suspended sort of sound. Okay, the neck shape keeps the little finger, the first finger on, and it's just the top note that gets replaced. This one gets replaced with the top open E. Very nice. And then the neck shape, middle finger goes into a G sharp note. Lots of tension in that chord. And then we return once again to the open E. Those are 4 shapes. Okay, so the first shape, the second, the third, and back to the second. Great. Okay. So as well as that, we've got quite an interesting way to count the pulse here. So we're in 4 beats in a bar, but I use the word pulse there because we're not going to count in 4s, we're going to count kind of more in 5s here. So what I want to do, I want to count 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 as a little pattern. Here it is. Got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we move on to the next shape. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And then it goes around again. Okay. And once it's gone around again, there's a little filler bit you'll see in the tab around the bottom here, where I just do 11, 7, 11, 7. So here's the intro. That takes us very nicely to the first verse now. It's exactly the same shapes as the intro. So you're going to find you've got quite a big stretch between finger 1 and finger 4 for the intro and the verses. They stay put. It's just the extendable fingers, I call them, of reaching out a little bit further. Alright, so based on an A chord, bringing the A bass note. Basically our thumb is kind of doing this alternate bass. So 1 and on that bit there. So I'll just play it for you. Okay. So basically melody is the boss here. You've got to follow what Tom York would be singing. You've got to follow that. Anything else we fill in with kind of filler notes. So there's the melody. And where there isn't a melody note, I'm going to fill it in with a 7th fret note. Okay, the next chord's better on an E chord, so bottom E is the bass note. Finger 1, finger 4 the same. Finger 2, it's at fret 9. And a little bop up to an A, fret 10, string 2. To match the vocal melody. The next shape, loosely based around an F sharp minor 7, but it's kind of a broken chord, so there's extra stuff thrown in there. Tough one this, I'm going to make it a finger 1 into bar, so it's at fret 7. And the last one of the verse, you recognise this from the intro. Getting the top open string, so it's a bit easier, but you've still got finger 1, finger 4. Here's the verse. And then we go around again for the verse. Exactly the same. And then we hit the chorus. Oh, here we go. So we're going to work in a little harmony line. Okay, so reach basically D chords, D bass notes, comes in underneath. There you go. We're stealing that from a little D major triad. So D in the top, F sharp. And we drop down in nice parallel sixths. The next bar will go to an A chord, nice little slide up. And then we go to quite a big shape for a D slash F sharp in a version of a D chord. So little finger, fret 5, middle finger, fret 3, third finger, fret 4, string 4, and with the F sharp as the bass note. Okay, now we play the top line of the chorus. Then the next bit. Now we've got 3 lots of this. 1, 2, 3. Before I go back around. So what I'm doing, counting the number of times I play the bass notes. Like 1, 2, 3. Then back around again. It does that twice. And then the third time, it starts with the same, but then it cuts out sooner to resolve to an E major riff. So this is that from the next line. Just the once for this chord. And it's nice E major, kind of arpeggio rundown. Do that one again. Simply running down an E major chord. So sliding up to 4th fret. Top E back to 4th fret. Then A, and this is arpeggio. And then into the next bit. And that takes us to a break between chorus 1 and going back into verse number 2. And it's just a little half section of the intro, so it's exactly the same again of this big shape. Exactly the same as the intro, but just half times round. Then we go into verse 2, same as verse 1. We go into chorus 2, the same of chorus 1. All good so far. Okay, now I've got the solo section, which is kind of an anti-solo in a way. We don't go big, we go very quiet here. So we've got all around the A chord. We don't shift from the A chord at all for this bit. So we've got open A, kind of like as a pedal bass note going underneath. Then we run up in E, which is fret 9, string 3. F sharp, fret 7, string 2, G sharp, fret 9, with our destination note as the A on string 2. And then when we reach there, we fill out with a kind of inversion of an A chord. So we've got A, E, A. So that's 10, 9, 7, so. Then we run back up the ascending pattern. And then now we reach kind of we want to reach a higher note. So we're going to, when we reach here, we're going to morph into a D major shape, but in this 9-10 position, so it sounds as an A chord, into the D shape, getting the C sharp on the top. Then we go for the pattern again. Then we're going to reach a higher note in the A chord. This time we're going to reach for top high E. So fret 12, pattern again, and this is the other one where I went for the full D chord shape. Alright, so we've got that, it repeats again, this is it, incomplete. Great, so that repeats twice round. And then we go to this kind of middle section where in the song they've got this kind of arpeggiated, blippy computer sound. And we're just going to fill that in with a kind of pedal, a bass note. I want to copy the vocal sounds. I'll get it right this time. So here's an octave shape. So we're doing. So we've got fret 10, and the octave shape is from string 1 to string 4. Same note, just one octave apart, gives it a bit more power. Then it repeats that. And then we'll let that run out. Take a little pause, as kind of a little rit, just to slow down a bit. And then we go back in for verse 3. The pause helps, especially here, to get back into that big shape. So we've got the verse 3, which is the same as verse number 1. That goes around. Then we've got chorus 3, same again as chorus 1 or chorus 2. Which takes us very nice to the coda, or the out section, where we've simply got an A suspended 4th chord, so that is open A, fret 2 string 4, fret 2 string 3, and fret 3 string 2, and then it resolves down to just a standard A. With it's a simple but perfect A chord. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you've liked it and found it interesting. If you have, please do like and please do subscribe. There's been quite a lot of other Radiohead fingerstyle pieces with more tutorials to come. Thank you very much.